Hi and good evening, everyone. For the short introduction, this is Group 53 for the subject LAX 2003 movie review. This is our last discussion for this semester. Today, I am going to conduct this meeting, which is reviewing the movie that we have chosen during our discussion last week. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Edusana Francis. My metric number is 206648. I am a first-year student from Bachelor of Literature and Linguistic Malay Language with Honor. Without wasting any time, let us start with Shavika to introduce herself.
Okay, thank you, Edwis. Hi, my name is Nur Shafika binti Zaini. My metric number is 209047 and I'm a first year student from Bachelor Environmental Science Technology with Honor.
Okay, thank you, Shavika. Next, we move on to Ayuni.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Ayuni Shafira binti Ahmad. My metric number is
Ayuni.
207358. And I am a first year student from Bachelor Business Administration.
Okay, thank you, Ayuni. Now, we have Sharafana.
Assalamualaikum and greetings everyone. My name is Siti Sharafana binti Saruni and my matrix number is 208142 and I am a first year student from Bachelor of Computer Science Multimedia with Honours.
Okay, thank you, Sharafana. Next, we have Emilia.
Hi everyone, my name is Mona Emilia Arina binti Ismail. My metric number is 205226. I'm studying the Bachelor of Arts in Language and Linguistics Honors.
Okay, thank you, Emilia. Next, we have Ashikin.
Hi, my name is Nora Shinki Miti Jaffa. My metric number is 207063. I am first year student from Bachelor of Malay Art, Language and Linguistics with Honor.
Okay, thank you, Ashikin. So next, we move on to Hasif.
Assalamualaikum and a very good evening everyone. My name is Muhammad Hasib bin Mahazer and my metric number is 206444. I am first year student from Bachelor of Computer and Communication System Engineering. Nice to meet you all today.
Nice to meet you too, Hasif. Okay, so Najwa, would you like to go next?
Hi, my name is Drulaja binti Nizam. My metric number is 206640 and I'm a student in Bachelor of Art with Linguistic Malay with Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Najwa. So, Mizatul, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you very much, Idris. My name is Mizatul Nadia binti Mazalan. My matrix number is 206919, and I'm currently a first year student from Bachelor of Economics with Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mizatul. So next we have Adib.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Adib Azman. My matric number is 207899 and I am a student of Bachelor of Architecture.
Okay, thank you, Adib. Thank you everyone for introducing yourself. After that, we are going to discuss about the synopsis of the movie. Let us hear from Mizatul.
Okay, thank you very much, Idris. Okay. To summarize, Jumanji: The Next Level is the 2019 American adventure comedy film, and it is a sequel to the 2017 Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. The plot for this film takes place 2 years after Welcome to the Jungle and consists of the same characters, which are the teenagers Spencer, Fridge, Martha, and Bethany. Also, another addition of 2 senior members, being Spencer's witty grandfather, Eddie, and his long-lost friend Milo. For this movie, it depicts the return of Spencer into the game and the others who thrive to bring him back home. Unfortunately, the game is now broken, and before they knew it, the game has changed. However, the Jumanji realm has been reactivated, and alas, the escape needs to be finalized.
Okay, thank you so much, Mizatul, for a great summary from you. So now let's welcome Shavika to list down the cast for the movie.
Okay, thank you, Edwis. So today I would like to share with everyone about the cast in this movie. So the first cast is Dwayne Johnson. He played a role as Dr. Xander Smolder Bravestone. Next is Jack Black. He played a role as Professor Sheldon Shelley Oberon. Next is Kevin Hart, play a role as Franklin Mouse Fimber in this movie. Next is Karen Gillan as Ruby Roundhouse and Nick Jonas as Jefferson Ciplan McDonough. Awkwafina played a role as Ming Flatfoot, which is Spencer's new avatar. Next is Rory McCann. He played a role as Jargon the Brutal, an iron-fisted and arrogant warlord. Alex Wolff played a role as Spencer Gilpin, and Morgan Turner played a role as Martha Kepley. Sir Darius Blaine as Anthony Frick Johnson and Madison Iceman as Bethany Walker. In this movie, Danny Glover played a role as Milo Walker and Danny DeVito played a role as Edward A.D. Gilpin, which is Spencer's grandfather. Next is Colin Hank, which played a character as Alec Brick. Russ Darby played a character as Nigel Billingsley, which is an NPC in Jumanji. Lastly is Beth Newris, played a role as Nora Shepherd, a cameo reprising her role from the original 1995 film.
Okay, thank you so much, Shavika. So next, we are going to review the movie that we watched last week, which is Jumanji: The Next Level. With that, let us hear from Shavika again.
Okay, thank you, Edwis. So for our last group discussion today, we will review about Jumanji: The Next Level. So I already watched this movie, and I can tell you that this movie is a combination of fantasy action and adventure with some comedy, a touch of romance, and real life lesson about courage, friendship, and empathy. I really enjoy watching this movie because this movie is so funny and entertaining for me. There are many ridiculous events when they start their journey in the jungle, and it is really make me laugh when I watch it. It is very helpful for me to release my stress because I do not think about anything when I watch this movie. This movie is fun and entertaining as in a journey, Milo and Eddie always arguing against each other, then fighting together. There's some jokes and funny moment in every scene. You can find jokes when the Fridge and Martha go to find Jumanji Berry Tree. Then they switching their avatar. One of the most surprising moment in the film occurs when Spencer change become a woman. He act as a thief in a new avatar called Ming Fatfoot. And also when they are in dangerous, Alex come with a black horse to help them from Mandrill, and knowing that the avatar of course is Bethany. Next for the cast, they play their role very well. The whole adult cast is on point with Black and Hart absolutely stealing the role very well. Um, Dwayne Johnson and Karen Gillan provide a neat backbone for the two comedic geniuses. The next level brings in Danny DeVito, Danny Glover, and Awkwafina. DeVito and Glover are quite priceless in their minimal screen time. Hart and Johnson hold up their persona, making you feel they were in more than they actually are. The grandparent figure are neat addition. There are a lot of moral value that you can learn from this movie. First is never let issue get in the way of friendship. Forgive and move on with your life. This is because in this movie, it was great to see Milo coming to visit his lifelong friend, Eddie, to mend their friendship. So in a conclusion, this movie is really great piece of filmmaking. If you like adventure comedy, this is a movie for you. So if I need to rate this movie, I will give 8 per 10. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shavika, for your great review. So next, we move on to Ayuni.
Okay, I also agree with Ms. Shafika. For me, Jumanji: The Next Level movie is worth watching movie because it is not only contain comedy but also combines fantasy, action, and adventure with a touch of courage, friendship, and empathy. The humor and excitement are nimbly balanced, so it never gets too scary or silly. And the focus is more on friendship than romance. I think the biggest wow in Jumanji: The Next Level movie is about the cast which make this movie best to watch. Jumanji is just different. It demands the transformation and rebirth of the identity. For example, Johnson is best known as a major action star these days. His comedic talent is just as big as his biceps, and he unsurprisingly has most of big laughs in this movie. Hart and Black also stand out for playing against type once more. Jack Black is the best example of it. Not only does he amazingly transform into Fish with all his fiery masculinity and temper, but also Bethany, life life-loving, confident girl with inherent features like the art of flirting or attractive gaze. So in conclusion, Jumanji, the next level movie, is a solid and worthwhile watch for a Friday evening with family and friends. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Ayuni, for your review. Okay, next we have Sharafana.
Okay, thank you, Edris. In my opinion, Jumanji: The Next Level is a fun movie. So the comedy acts and jokes that being thrown here and there will never fail to make me laugh and wheezing in front of my screen. For this week, movie review, I would like to share my favorite moment in this movie. So my favorite moment is when Karen Gillan, the cast for Ruby, or the avatar of Martha in the game, finally used the ability of her avatar at the end of the movie. So her expertise in combat returns with karate, tai chi, and aikido used as strengths to go along with her unique dance fighting style. Moreover, in this movie sequel, Ruby has a new ability that she got from the first movie, which is the ability to use nunchucks. So kudos to the choreographers who managed to create the fighting scene, and Karen Gillan and her stunt double who managed to successfully play the scene. So the fighting scene is a very magnificent and jaw-dropping. The cameraman who took the shots in a perfect angle and edit the scenes in a perfect transition created a good fighting scene along the music played during the scene. I love it. Mm. I just appreciate when women fighting and kicking her enemies. It's somehow poetic. Other than that, I want to point out the skillful actors and actresses who managed to portray their characters, especially during the scene where they all change back to their former avatar in the game. So the transition of personality and character are very hard to act, but they all successfully play their role. For instance, Okofina, who plays as Ming in this movie, the avatar who skilled in burglary, pickpocketing, and lockpicking succeed in playing the character of Spencer, who is a timid and insecure boy, to Eddie's character, who is a clueless grandpa who did not get the grasp of the game till the end. It was a skill that goes through most of the audience head. Not only Okofina, but also the other actors. They are all very skillful. So overall, this movie is a great and very fun to watch. I think that's all from me about this week movie review. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sharafana. So next, it is my turn. Like its predecessor, this latest movie, Jumanji, The Next Level movie combines fantasy, action, and adventure with some comedy, a touch of romance, and a real-life lessons about courage, friendship, and empathy, all with the help of some low-key race and gender fluidity. Johnson was terrific as Spencer in the first film, a humorously exaggerated version of an adolescent discovering the power of adulthood. But as the outer version of Spencer's cranky grandfather, he's clearly having more fun. He barely noticed the surreal concept of being trapped inside a video game. He does not appear to be entirely sure what a video game is and is much too busy swiveling hips that for the first time in years have a full range of motion. John S. Spencer was something to aspire to in a future that still seemed filled with infinite potential. But Johnson as Eddie is filled with the bucket list delight of someone who sees nothing but lose ahead. Hart is especially good at toning down his usual peppery energy as the avatar for the slow-talking Milo, whose avatar strength is language but who retains his discursive style. Black and Aquafina both have a chance to represent more than one of the human characters, making each one distinct and clever. The fantasy of the avatars, with their assigned strengths and weakness, make it possible for the characters to become more honest with themselves and each other. As with the first film, the humor and excitement are nimbly balanced so it never gets too scary or silly. And the focus is more on friendship than romance. This time there is a light touch of poignance as well that makes the message about friendship more meaningful. And like all good video games, there is a hint of yet another level at the end for those like me who are not yet ready to say game over. At the end of the last film, the four high school students who got sucked into old school video game console and found themselves turned into aseptic, acceptable Avengers heroes were so happy to get some home that they smashed the game. But the movie made a lot of money, and so game is operation again. And this time, the now college kids are joined by a couple of old school characters. So I really recommend this movie to everyone to watch. That's all from me. Thank you. So next we have Emilia.
Jumanji the next level can easily please audiences looking for light and uncomplicated cinema entertainment. The film brings not only excitement and fun but also positive values to its viewers, especially the youngest ones. Obviously, the target audience of the film are children, and the film takes the value that is most relevant to them, which is friendship. Within the premise of a video game, this value is made more evident. In the film, Spencer's friends were so willing to run the risk of not getting out of the game just so they could save him. It sends a positive message of compassion and a sense of sacrifice. This theme of friendship is not only seen with the teenager characters but also with the older characters, Eddie and Milo. It's just nice to see this kind of friendship highlighted in a scary film. In some, Jumanji, the next level is a solid and worthy watch for a Friday evening with friends. If you have watched Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, you must be excited to watch this movie too, as it is a sequel to Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. That's all for me, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Emilia, for your Thank you, Emilia, for your review. So now we have Ashikin.
Thank you, Edwis. I recently watched Jumanji The Next Level. Jumanji The Next Level is a 2019 American fantasy adventure comedy film directed by Jack Kasdan and co-written by Kasdan, Jeff Pink, and Scott Rosenberg. It is a sequel to 2017 Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, the second follow-up to 1995 Jumanji, and is the third installment in the Jumanji franchise. The story begins when Spencer doesn't confident in the real life and want to go back to the game to get his confidence again to become Dr. Greystone, which is the stronger character in the video game Avatar. Knowing Spencer go there, Martha, Frisch, and Bethany go into video. Honestly, I like Milo character, which is played by Danny Glover. It is because when the three decide to go into Jumanji to find Spencer, the malfunctioning game system also sucked in Eddie and Milo. Milo was placed into the body of Franklin Mouse Pimba. However, he was not very good in the role as his casual attitude kept him from revealing into key info in a timely manner, which end up costing life during the journey. But for me, that was a hilarious thing when was a zootopologist explains about an animal with a casual attitude. And other than that, this movie is fun and entertainment, which is in a journey. Milo and Eddie always arguing against each other, then fighting together. There is some jokes and funny moment every scene. If you like adventure comedy, this is a movie for you. I highly recommend this movie. Okay, thank you. This is all for me.
Okay, thank you, Ashikin. So now we move on to Hasif.
So I have watched Jumanji The Next Level last few days ago. And from my opinion, this movie is truly entertains me. The character and the adventure in this movie were great. Besides that, having the comedic actors in this movie, what makes the adventure more entertaining to watch. I have a great time of watching Jumanji The Next Level. On top of that, I have found some life lesson in this movie, such as never let issues get in the way of friendship. Forgive and move on with your life. The scene where it was great seeing Milo coming to visit his lifelong friend Eddie to mend their friendship. Another life lesson that I found is don't let pride or pain keep you from doing what you love. Eddie was living an unhappy and resentful life and missed out on still being involved in the restaurant with Nora. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Hasif. So next, we move on to Mizatu.
So, as well agreed from the last group discussion, we have all watched the movie Jumanji Next Level. And candidly, I have a bright outlook for this movie as the past series has succeeded to enchant me. And all the adventurous scenes has gotten restless in my seat, both euphoric and nerve-wracking mixture of emotions. It's like being on a roller coaster ride, except that I was being physically at home, only watching through the big screen. I remember this one scene lucidly, whereas Dr. Bravestone undauntingly drags over the cliffs in order to save themselves from the flightless birds, the ostrich. And even though the avatar was still played by Grandpa Eddie at the time, the character was still there, admirably fearless and dangerous. Also, I love how this movie always emphasized the meaning of friendship and teamwork. Just like the last time, each member still very much prioritized the other's life before themselves. It was when Martha, Fridge, and Bethany willingly goes back into the life-threatening game just to save their friend Spencer, and given the fact that he foolishly went back in there himself, in which I'll give it a deeper thought and consideration if my friend happens to do such madness. And not to forget Eddie, who still kept a bad blood with his best friend Milo at the time, at the beginning of the movie. And I love the progress of them trying to rekindle their friendship and finally mend the broken bond. So, in conclusion, I really enjoyed the movie so much and would surely recommend it to the other audiences. Thank you.
Thank you, Mizatul, for your great review. So next, let us hear from Najwa.
Okay, thank you, Edwis. So, to be honest, I don't have high expectation for the sequel, but turns out it is exceeded all of my expectations. Jumanji, the next level, added new character, skills, and jokes for all of us. I could laugh on the jokes and enjoy it very much. And yes, I have to admit, there were some repeated patterns from the first one, but along the way, they also added several stuffs which brought fresh air to the whole movie. And also, I think the sequel conveyed deeper messages than the first one, portrayed by the character's problem in it, in which we can relate it to our real life. Lesson that I got from this movie is sometimes you will hit the end, but it doesn't mean it is over. It means all you have to do is living the present and look at it with different perspective. And from the plot of the story, it kinds of light and predictable, but it is a decent sequel you can enjoy with your family. And if I can rate this movie, I will give 8 over 10. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Nazwa. So next, last but not least, we have Adib.
Thank you, Edwis. So, I have been a fan of Jumanji movie series ever since I watching the first film, which was based on a scary board game, giving out a truly magical experience filled with lot of adventures. It is still a favorite classic family movie all the time. So the second film, Welcome to the Jungle, was again a visual non-stop ride full of humor and entertainment, although it was based on cursed video game. Not like the first one. The second one is a video game. This third film is a series and the story take off from the events of the previous film, which is Welcome to the Jungle. So the plot begins with four friends, which is Spencer, Fletch, Martha, and also Bethany deciding to meet up again. Spencer, who gets skeptical about the meeting, become anxious. They broken the video game and somehow restart it. His worried friend come to his house and decide to find him by joining the game. In the mill, Spencer grandpa and also his friend get sucked into it also. What follow in the what follows is a roller coaster ride of fun and excitement. The film keep you on edge of your seat almost through all the time. There are a lot of hilarious joke and funny scenes paired with a good dose of adventures and entertainment. The most thrilling scene is one of the characters try to cross maze of rope bridge where one wrong step can land them into a jaws of ferocious monkey ready to devour them. So to be concluded, this film has its fair share of fun and entertainment, although one would have expected something more out of it. It is pretty exciting level, but leave you a little disappointed at the end because um, it left you with some question toward the next sequel of the movie. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Adib. So as a conclusion, we all agree that this movie is beneficial and good to watch. With that, we are already finished our discussion on movie review. So I can say that it is set to know that this is will be our last discussion for this semester and also will be our last meeting. So anyway, guys, I hope that you guys stay at home, stay healthy, stay safe, and have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you, Edwis.
Thank you, Idris.
Thank you, Edwin.